So the tip for today that I want to share with you is to see the bigger picture of why someone doesn't call you back. When you're making calls into the federal agency, and sometimes you don't get calls back, think beyond some of that personal reasons on why somebody's not calling you back. And this ties directly into questions, because who are you going to be asking questions to but federal buyers? And what I mean by this is sometimes we call people and they don't call us back, and we think, oh, they don't like us. Maybe you're way more secure than I am, but sometimes I think they don't like me, or they don't like my business, or they don't want to work with us, but they don't know me. They don't know you when you're making calls, especially introduction calls. But even when you do know them, right? I talk about this, that when you make calls, there's all sorts of reasons why somebody doesn't call you back. And put this in perspective, all right? And I'll give you an example today. In fact, my tip was going to be earlier, prepare your most important things at the beginning of your day, so then whatever happens, you've at least knocked that out. And I, this morning, had prepared for this training to make sure we're good to go, and we're going in and really diving into the sales questions I want to talk to you about. And then a couple hours ago, my son fell. He was out swimming at his swimming lessons. He fell, cut his head open. They rushed him to the emergency room. And so I'm out of here, as you can imagine. And he's fine, by the way, to jump to the end. He's at the hospital. I'm gonna go pick him up. But you have these reasons why I might not call you back. Or maybe I don't come into the training, right? And I just skip today's live. It's like, well, Neil, how can you miss that? And I'm not trying to make this about me. What I want you to understand is when you call federal buyers, they have a personal life. Could be their kids get hurt, right? It could be they're sick and they're at home. Could be their boss comes in and you need to work on this. It's like, wait, I have a meeting scheduled. No, you got to shove everything off your plate and do this. Whatever the reason is, more often than not, I would argue 99% of the time, the reason somebody's not getting back to you is not because they don't want to get back to you. It's because they're tied up with something else. There is another reason other than I don't want to get back to you. And so keep that in mind when you're making sales calls out there, that the answer, I say this a lot, the answer is always yes until the answer is no. And so if I don't call you back when you're trying to reach me, or if I didn't follow up and get you something I said I would, just follow up with me. If your customer is not getting back to you, then follow up with them.